Right, let's move on now with James Creedon, who's here with Media Watch. Hi there,
Hi,
James.
Catherine.
Now, we've been talking a lot about Hassan Rouhani's landmark visit to Paris. We've heard what he had to say to the French president this evening. Some other people have been making their thoughts pretty public as well.
That's right. Femen, who are pretty savvy media operators, staged a protest this morning in Paris. It was a sort of a mock hanging off one of the bridges in the city centre, and this was timed for Rouhani's cortege as it was passing by. And you can see there paint of the Iranian flag over a bare-breasted protester, and you can see that it was in the vicinity of the Eiffel Tower with this banner, "Welcome Rouhani, executioner of freedom." So even though it was in Paris, this was clearly a stunt intended for an international audience. That banner rolled out in English, and many actually feting Femen, encouraging them and respecting what they were drawing attention to, which is in particular their human rights record. Some 800 people executed in Iran every year, and anyway, a lot of people sharing those images. In fact, those images, that's a Turkish human rights activist, and you can see also here again, actually, this is Turkish media picking up on that image. Femen, of course, on its Twitter page, putting that photograph of the protest front and centre. And one of the leaders of the group in Paris, Ina Shevchenko, saying, well, we just wanted Rouhani to feel like home. And she actually tweeted a similar message a couple of hours later. So there was a big effort, I think, to have this sentence, "Does it make you feel like home?" accompanying this image, and for it to dominate the media coverage. Some saying, such as cherry on the cake, cerise on the cake, that the official convoy probably did pass quite close by as this was happening, and Rouhani would at least have seen a pair of breasts from far away. I suppose that was all part of the plan.
And of course, he famously did not see much flesh, even carved in stone, when he was in Italy just earlier on this week.
That's right, and indeed it is still generating some comment today based on the fact that there were bare-breasted protests by Femen. This is what the treatment that Renaissance statues in Rome got, which a lot of Italians, as you can see with these images, were not impressed by, some even going so far as to call it cultural suicide. But the magic of social media, Catherine, you can always Photoshop in a few Renaissance nudes where needs be.
Excellent stuff there.
I'm not sure the Pope appreciated that either, but I think there are quite a few of them around the Vatican anyway.
I'm sure the Pope is pretty used to seeing that kind of stuff. It's just wallpaper to him.
That's it. This is it. Sistine Chapel.
All right, well, finally to the Saudi Arabian press. Saudi Arabia famously not friends with Iran. They're citing the French news weekly Le Point as being a big fan of the Saudi regime. What's this all about?
That's right. Now, this is a front cover of Le Point recently, which says, you can see here under a photo with a photo of the monarch, the kingdom that is making the world tremble, or that is shaking up the world. Now, I think they were talking about it in all sorts of manners. Certainly, they were talking about negative aspects of the regime as well. But in Al Watan, all of the negatives really just vanished and disappeared in this sort of review of what Le Point News Weekly was saying
so they're taking
about
it quite
Saudi Arabia.
literally, like.
Yes, well, they just took the front cover and sort of decided to interpret it only positively. So just to give a few quotes that didn't appear in Le Point, but did appear in Al Watan. It's a kingdom that is distinguishing itself by its wise and discerning and perceptive decisions. It's a kingdom that executed terrorists and rapidly and efficiently intervened in Yemen. And it's a friend with whom everyone seeks to have good relations. Now, I'm not sure if that's the most faithful summary of Le Point in terms of that particular focus that they had on Saudi Arabia in a recent edition, but it seems to have been filtered somewhat in the Saudi press. Catherine.
Very interesting. I'm not a regular reader of the Saudi press, so that's
right.
Something I wouldn't have found out otherwise.
Perhaps don't read Al Watan if you want to know what's in Le Point.
OK.
I'm not sure you would anyway.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Catherine.
James Creedon there with Media Watch.